Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. We are talking about tonight's snow accumulating into tomorrow morning. That's a winter weather advisory we have issued by the National Weather Service until 7 a.m. We will be live now on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, and Facebook. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me make sure I am seeing and loading all your comments from all four of our this is our holiday sunset live Q&A on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. DC snow updates live now on capitalweathergang.com. Here's our blog anytime need us 24/7. Light to maybe moderate snows arguably today into tonight and ending by tomorrow morning. We'll talk about a little coating of ice, perhaps ending with a little crust of ice, especially south and east of town. Latest radars up there above, and let's dive into the details. Hi, David, Peter, and Charlene. Good seeing you on our Holiday Sunset Live Q&A. And I will be back to a Sunday edition next week, Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. Here's the timing. So also winter weather advisories in the purple for almost the entire region. And the highest elevations in West Virginia, we have a winter storm warning there in the pink. Right now, until about 2 a.m., that's when the general main snowfall will accumulate in our region. Slowly tapering, maybe even ending with a little drizzle of freezing rain, a little crust on top of the snow near the kind of morning rush hour time, south and east of town. So if you must commute during the holiday tomorrow, if you need to commute during after our holiday ends for tomorrow morning, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, please drive carefully tomorrow morning, add a little bit of extra time. Let's talk about high and low end snow amounts. We generally like this from the National Weather Service. The reasonable kind of goalposts, one end is the highest goalpost, lowest goalpost, kind of if this overperforms, we could see more 3 and 4 inch amounts in the region. If it underperforms, we still should see most of us getting an inch, maybe 2 inches of snow. So kind of that's the overall range that we're thinking of. And we generally like that. Here's probabilities for 2 inches of snow. It's kind of an interesting way to think of, will I see 2 inches of snow? Mainly around and northeast of the Beltway. That's where the highest probabilities are for 2 inches of snowfall. A little bit of ice there, south and east of town, possible as the precipitation ends early tomorrow morning toward morning rush as well. But that's why the winter weather advisory extends until 7 a.m. as well. Kristen, happy Monday, happy MLK Day. Maria, hello. I'm sorry I can't make it stop. Hello, Ruth, Elisa, Mary, thanks so much for tuning in from X. Jennifer, and we've got David, hello to you. Thanks for tuning in from X. David, we do have the latest FedCast and Schoolcast at CapitalWeatherGang.com and our latest update. Glad to see you, Ruth, Lisa. Hope you're feeling better. And we'll talk about the Friday storm in a second. Lewis and Michael, I am sorry you're not enjoying the weather there in Charlestown. And Eveline on X, I wouldn't be surprised if you have seen an inch or two already today. Roads are starting to ice up, Mary. Do be careful. And Baltimore, you are in some of the heavier snow potentials, Tanner, so you could see 2 to 4 inches fairly easily. We'll go into our accumulation map again in a moment. Loudoun County schools are closed. Joanne, thanks for reporting that. Our forecast and FedCast and Schoolcast is all on CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thanks for tuning in, Catherine, Justin, and Ruth, Elisa. All right, so I see a lot of questions again on accumulation maps. So here it is for you. Our CapitalWeatherGang.com accumulation map, generally 2 to 4 inches north and northeast of town is where the main focus is for this snowstorm. Precipitation animation here below kind of showing you how quickly it pulls out. Maybe even before morning rush hour tomorrow, maybe leaving a little crust of ice, especially south and east of town. But the main timing right now is 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's when the main snows will fall. Snowfall rates perhaps for a couple hours could be around a half inch per hour in some instances. So please try and get off the roads sooner than later if you have any evening errands before the snow, as it will continue to pick up in intensity as well. All right, so here's the Friday storm I think Lewis was asking about. Ensembles, kind of the larger picture of all background simulations for the weather models. One of them is saying an inch is a decent bet for Friday, but 3 inches is not. So let's say 1-2 inches is kind of on the table for Friday. The National Weather Service has yellow for a low confidence, low impact event for Friday. And we kind of like that idea for this upcoming Friday storm. So we'll keep an eye on it. Things could still adjust that's still 5 days away at the end of this work week. So we'll keep you posted, but not looking like a major winter storm as it stands now. But we did include that in our snow potential index as well for the end of this week. That's why our SPI is so high right now. All right, PM update. We're doing updates now, live updates on the blog right now on capitalweathergain.com. As the sun is setting now for a holiday sunset live Q&A, I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergain.com. We are concerned roads will continue to get a little more treacherous, a little more slick. Here's the animation below of kind of temperatures this week are chilly, but not a deep freeze. And as you can see above, maybe Saturday is when we see a deeper freeze that could challenge kind of our terminology. Our coldest air to date could move in here maybe this upcoming weekend after our potential light snow as it looks now on Friday. All right, so let's see. We've also got a look ahead, and I'll answer your questions and comments in just a second. The kind of look ahead to next work week, not good for snow lovers. There's a decent chance of being above average and leaning with a fairly good confidence there of above average precipitation for next work week as well. So snow lovers, try and enjoy tonight's snow and the potential for light snow again on Friday. Here's our accumulation map for tonight into early tomorrow morning. And hopefully we can add to our snow tracker for this time of year. So as you can see, 2 to 4 inches is what we're thinking for the main stripe of snow northeast of DC. But you make sure you look at carefully here. We have boom and bust scenarios as well. So you can see the full range that we talked about a few minutes ago, and I'll go into that as well again. Snow character, it's fairly dry, especially northwest of town. That's the driest snow. And snowfall rates, generally light snowfall rates, but can't rule out a couple hours, maybe 2-3 hours of half inch per hour snowfall rates. So that could add up, in 3 hours, a quick 1.5 inches of snow as we get into later this evening. So please get those early evening errands done sooner than later so you can get off the roads and stay safe until the snow kind of focuses between 6 a.m. and 2 a.m. That's the main window, as we've been discussing, for snowfall accumulation from this storm. All right, let me take your questions and comments now. Putting up radar, our latest update there at the top at capitalweathergain.com, and our accumulation map here below. Snow day tomorrow, I think good to see you on X there. We have our schoolcast and fedcast for all locations in capitalweathergain.com, our latest snow updates. Make sure you click on that and you'll see a detailed forecast for all the school districts and our kind of prognostication on the federal government tomorrow as well. Michael, I don't see any clear signals right now for any larger snowstorms. Daniel, thanks so much for tuning in from Facebook. And Mike, yep, Loudon has closed. I've heard that from a couple people now. Thank you for reporting that to everyone. I hope everyone can see that as well. Oh, wow. Mike from X, thanks for tuning in. We've got you're in front row right now with 1.4 inches at your house. Yep, David, 0.1 inches so far, not including today's snow at DCA so far this season. And let's see, tonight and tomorrow, Catherine, that's what we're discussing right here, 2 to 4 inches possible in the heaviest areas, north and northeast of town. The boom and bust scenarios are there as well, along with our confidence intervals for every location that we have forecast some of this accumulation. So there are slight variances in the region I want you to pay attention to, and we're trying to break it down depending on where you live in the region, what it could mean for you. Overall, this is generally not a major winter storm, of course, but it's falling overnight. It's a fairly polite snow in that regard. The snow clearing crew should have a decent chance of clearing things by tomorrow morning overall, but there are still going to be some slick spots, and the winter weather advisory goes until 7 a.m., which is a good call as well from the National Weather Service. All right. Reston squirrels are enjoying the snow, Justin. Thanks for tuning in from X. Radar should fill in a little bit more between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., Michael. That's the main time frame for our snow. And yep, right now, Lewis, we are that top updates. It's live right now. We're updating that DC snow updates there on capitalweathergain.com. All right, Capitol Hill, AJ reporting 0.6 inches on the ground. Thanks for that awesome exact measurement. Bill, a refreeze is possible tomorrow night. I don't think any major slick spots are expected just yet. We should have some breezes drying us out a little bit later tomorrow, and temperatures do get kind of above freezing for a fair amount of hours tomorrow as well. So fewer closures, for tomorrow, Wednesday morning as well. And for Tuesday morning closures, I do expect we have our FedCast and our Schoolcast updated in that top article right there I have at the above, capitalweathergang.com. You need to click on that and you'll see our updated FedCast and Schoolcast. And Friday storm, Kimberly, the timing for the 1 to 2.5 inches of snow as it looks now, timing is still a little up in the air. All right. Warren County Schools closed tomorrow. Mike reporting from X. Thanks so much for that. 0.4 inches in Laurel. Thanks for that, Rick. Jared's hoping Frederick can get some good snow, I think. And let's go into the other details for 2 to 4 inches indeed, Jared, if you live north and northeast of DC. Doug, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in from X. We've got another 10 minutes to talk for a weekly 20-minute chat. Our live Q&A is a holiday edition here on MLK Day, normally a Sunday sunset live chat, but I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Happy to see you. Thanks for tuning in from Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. We're live right now. Here's the winter weather advisory highlighted in the purple for the entire region below. Over in West Virginia, there in the pink is a winter storm warning where it's a higher impact winter event there, higher accumulations as well. DC Snow Updates is live right now there at the top. I've highlighted what the article looks like on capitalweathergang.com. Please go see our updated FedCast and Schoolcast there. 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. is highlighted in our timing here above. That's the main window for accumulating snowfall. It starts tapering a little bit after that. Maybe a little bit of very light snow, a little bit of light freezing rain, even a little crust on top of our snow for tomorrow morning as it tapers off slowly but surely. Let's talk about, what's the max we could see out of the storm? Maybe 3, 4, 5 inches if you live north and northeast of town. Low wind amounts, most of us should still see an inch. Kind of around Fredericksburg, St. Mary's County, you might, if this really underperforms, you might only see a heavy coating, just under an inch of snow. But look at that, even northeast of town, that's such a preferred area that even if this storm underperforms, it should still leave about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches of snow up toward Baltimore as well. But probabilities for 2 inches, pretty darn good in our region, especially around the Beltway and points northeast. Most of us should see an inch. 2 inches is not out of the question, but I thought you might be interested in seeing the probabilities of kind of 2 inches. Will I see it? Around the Beltway and points northeast, pretty good confidence, high confidence that you'll see about 2 inches of snow. Not guaranteed, but high confidence. A little bit of ice, just want to highlight if you live south and east of town, Fredericksburg, St. Mary's County, even down near Charlottesville, you could see a little bit of ice crust on top of this light snowfall for early tomorrow morning as well. As the precipitation tapers off, the atmosphere could, warm just enough that our snowflakes turn into just a little bit of a freezing drizzle, freezing rain. We need a kind of moderate precipitation to keep that entire height, that entire atmospheric column from cloud to ground cool enough. We might not get that at the very end of the storm, but here's an animation of the precipitation this week. We have a benign week after this storm system pulls out tomorrow morning, midday tomorrow for sure. And then Friday, we'll talk about that in a second. That's the next chance of precipitation. Looking light, snow lovers. Keep your expectations managed. But here in this current storm, that's our accumulation map above. As you can see, generally 1 to 3 throughout much of the region is what we expect. Make sure you see the confidence intervals there in each section of the accumulation map, and the boom and bust scenarios, which we were talking about just now, the high end and the low end potentials of this snowstorm as well. All right, wintry storm threat on Friday. Generally, this entire simulation below includes all background simulations, so we kind of get an idea that the snow looks fairly light on Friday, 1, 2.5 inches maybe. But here in this little box on this side, I can point right there, that's kind of the 3-inch level. And probabilities are very low so far for 3 inches or more in the region. And so we'd like the National Weather Service map here in the yellow highlighting a low confidence, low impact event for this upcoming Friday. So we'll keep you posted. It's 5 days out. Plenty could change, but anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. Our winter weather expert, Wes Junker, is very busy this week, and we are, listening to him very carefully. He gives us all the wisdom, and our SPI remains elevated, pretty high, at 8 out of 10, including the Friday storm and tonight's storm as well. So we're keeping you posted with live updates there at capitalweathergang.com, DC Snow Updates. I'm Camden Walker doing a holiday sunset live Q&A. X is Twitter, Ruth Lisa. Lewis, 3/4 an inch of snow in Beltsville. Jared, Friday, it's looking light. I wouldn't give up all hope for a light snow. Still, things could change for Friday. Don't worry if you're a snow lover, but I'd keep managed expectations. And yep, Kristen, the drought, where you only have a moderate drought now in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And Daniel, OPM, we think has a decent chance, a very good chance of delay, unscheduled leave tomorrow. But you'll have to go to all the details at capitalweathergang.com. Our latest snow updates has a school cast and the FedCast for our entire region. And heaviest snow is between 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. Navdeep. And Mike, OPM, I have not heard any news, but we do have our FedCast and Schoolcast there tomorrow that includes delays and closures for all the region. And Jared, you're asking about the blow up of the East Coast. So far, I don't see a major East Coast storm just yet. And David, winter weather is here. We're at the coldest time of year. I'm not sure if we, snow lovers need to keep expectations managed, but this is a decent little storm, a decent little snowstorm. And roads should be safe after morning rush tomorrow and into midday tomorrow. Roads get even safer as well. Tweets, thanks for tuning in from X. And Christy, thanks so much for tuning in from Facebook. You are most welcome. Everyone stay safe indeed. And I would try and get off the road sooner than later. 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the timing we're talking about for the snowfall accumulating for this tonight. That's kind of the main snowfall period. All right. We've got... let's see, I want to show you kind of the rest of the week with temperatures. It's fairly benign after our storm for a few days. Then Friday, we might have a light snow. We'll keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com. But this animation of temperatures show you it's not a deep freeze this week. It's kind of cool. It is our coldest time of year. But Saturday, potentially, if we get into the 20s only for high temperatures, that would take the cake with coldest air of the season so far. But overall, not too frigid this week. We might even get above freezing tomorrow after the storm for a few hours. That's why we're not too concerned about major icy spots tomorrow night and into Wednesday. Next work week has a decent signal for above average precipitation, a very clear signal, unfortunately for snow lovers, of above average temperatures. So I'm sorry to kind of squash snow lovers' hopes for snow chances next work week as well, but we'll keep you posted on the atmosphere, more particulars as we get closer to next week. Snow tracker, not including today's storm. Before we had the snowfall, we had a very meager season of just 0.1 inches of snow at DCA Airport season to date. You can see normally our average season to date snow at this point in the year should be 3.6 inches. So we should get pretty close to catching up with the storm. 1 to 3 inches above in our official capitalweathergang.com accumulation map. 2 to 4 inches is possible north and northeast of town. Boom and bust scenarios are included, kind of high and low end goalposts for the storm in each section of our accumulation map, and confidence intervals also included there. So make sure you check where you are in the region. You'll have a very particular set of numbers for you, kind of our headline number, our boom and bust number, and the confidence interval, just so you know, could more go wrong? That's why we might have a low confidence indicator for your area. All right. So let's go into kind of snow character and snowfall rates for this storm as well. It's a fairly dry snow. Especially northwest of town could have some very, very fluffy dry snow, meaning it doesn't take much liquid moisture in the atmosphere to produce some dendritic crystals of snow. Below, snowfall rates, generally low-end snowfall rates, nothing too concerning, but as we've highlighted, from 6 p.m. tonight to 2 a.m. being the main time frame of our snow accumulation, we could have a few hours of half-inch per hour snowfall accumulation rates. So after 3 hours, 1.5 inches quickly piling up, that's not going to be great for the roads. So please, if you can, sooner than later, if not already, please be off the roads, at least through 2 a.m. tonight. That's the heaviest snowfall rates that are going to be trickiest for the snow clearing crews. All right, I'm on the air another minute and a half or so. Our latest forecast accumulation map here below. We are giving you updates there on the top frame there. I've got DC snow updates on capitalweathergang.com. We are giving you live updates there with our schoolcast for every jurisdiction, delays and closure predictions, and FedCast for OPM. As well for delay and closures. The latest radar filling in slowly but surely as the sun sets. Roads are getting more and more slick because the precipitation rates, the intensity of the snowfall is getting up there until about midnight, 2 a.m., then slowly tapers. And then, as we highlighted, we could see a little bit of ice crusting things, maybe south and east of town is the main area for a little freezing drizzle on top of that. All right, I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. David, the 20 minutes does go by quickly. I'll see you next Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. Pleasure to see you as well. Nikia, good to see you as a fellow snow lover. And Amy, good to see you. And Kristen, you're most welcome. And Linda, I think if area universities are pegged to OPM, that's a reasonable peg you'll see our kind of predictions for a delay and closure for OPM tomorrow. All right, I think I have answered all the main ideas here. And Jared, can't rule out more cold air in February. And David, a little bit of a weather roller coaster right now with the storm tonight and then maybe another light snowstorm on Friday. We'll keep you posted. Ski resorts should be pretty happy. Tweets, thanks for tuning in from X. And so far, Robin, we are warmer than average overall this season. All right. Everyone take care. Please stay safe. Let me try and put up a couple more. I want to put up the timing of the snow there for you. Just so you know, it does slowly taper tomorrow morning. The winter weather advisory goes until 7 a.m. Please add, if you must commute tomorrow morning, add a little bit of extra time onto your morning commute. Please drive safely. This is not a major snowstorm, but this is the most snow we've seen in about 2 years. So we are a little not acclimated to driving in the snow. So please drive carefully, drive slowly, maybe telecommute tomorrow morning. And again, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the main time window for accumulating snow. Please try and stay off the road so road clearing crews can more effectively get things ready for morning rush hour tomorrow. And just be safe even into tomorrow morning, especially south and east of town. Could have a little hint of freezing drizzle, freezing rain, giving a little crust on top of the snowfall accumulation. Mainly, we think south and east of town. But overall, we will keep you posted this week as we look ahead to our light snow chance again on Friday. CapitalWeatherGang.com. Anytime need us, I'm Camden Walker, and I'll see you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset Chat then. Bye for now.